Okay. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? It's your buddy Uncle Bruce here. Thanks for joining us today, live from around the world. I appreciate those of you who watch me from everywhere. It's awesome. Thank you for all your support. Today's date, Monday, June the 10th, 2024, and today is another day to kind of watch and see what is going to happen with GameStop shares all day today. We have things happening corporately inside GameStop itself. We have things happening with Roy Kitty and the crowd there. We have the markets to watch as a whole and the reaction to the market. And of course, I am keeping an eye on and attempting to guide my viewers through this minefield of volatility to help them take as much cash out of this trade as possible in the most conservative way possible. Get you not making mistakes. Get you generating revenue and income from a stock that's really catching the imagination of a bunch of people. It's your job and it's your obligation to take as much cash out of this trade as you can. Whether you own the stock, don't own the stock, you once owned the stock, you're selling the shares, you're writing options. As option writers, my job is to try to help guide you along the road to riches. Simple as that. Look, there are a number of viewers here who watch me very religiously, who say to me, either in one-on-one sessions that we have, or you send me emails and we kind of go over a few things. You let me know, how you're doing. And some of you out there are doing very well on your positions, or you have built a position in GameStop, SoFi, other shares that we follow, and you're wondering, what should I do now? And how should I approach this? Because we have seen GameStop shares go from $10 a share a couple months ago, where they were dead in the water, to that 18 range on increased volume. Then it went into the 20s when Roaring Kitty apparently was reawoken. Then we realized how much Roaring Kitty is into this thing. The stock did the 40, 50, 60 thing. It backed off. The company raised money. It ran again. And now the company's raising money again. There's a lot of folks asking me, Bruce, what should I do? I don't know what's going on. I want the stock to go higher. I love it when it does it. But now the higher it goes, I don't know when I should take my money off the table. This is the age-old problem of everyone who buys an investment that starts to move. Greed kicks in, unrealistic expectations kick in, fear kicks in, worry about, should I go? But if I go, am I going too soon? I mean, on and on. This is human nature. This is the market in one case, one example. And I can tell you, kids, ever since I've been in the stock market since 1978, I first entered the world of the stock market. I remember through the 80s, 90s, and all the way to today, there are people out there right now investing in a billion different investment opportunities. And some are so leveraged that a 1/10 of 1% move in a particular entity, whether it's a commodity, a currency, a bond, can mean the difference between hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in profits and losses. The wrong way, wrong side, you're done for. I have seen this happen in my world that I used to be in, and I'm just an equity guy. I'm a stock guy. I am not a bond guy. I'm not a treasury guy. I'm not a commodity guy. I'm a stock guy. I'm from the equity side of the business. And I've seen and heard of and been told tales of winning and losing to the tune of millions. And leverage is sometimes a good thing, but can be a bad thing. So I'm desperately trying to keep my viewers here to not go broke. I want you to make money on GameStop, yeah, but you don't have to have the stock just go up to make money on GameStop. That's the best thing about writing options. It doesn't matter if the stock goes up or down. or stays the same. There is an option strategy out there that will make you money no matter what the stock does. And so viewers who have come here in the last month now because of this increased interest in GameStop, and prior months because of SoFi's moves, and hopefully the next move is sooner rather than later for SoFi. A lot of folks have come here and have stuck around to say, I wanna explore this option writing thing because this YouTuber, he's different than a whole bunch of other YouTubers. The first thing that's different about this guy is he is not under 30 years of age. Pretty well every other YouTuber I follow are maybe 25 to 35, most of them. And some of these guys have like 50 years experience, which is like, they obviously have a flux capacitor and they can come and go and can bring back information to us that we don't, we can't get. So he's old. That's the first thing about this guy. He's old. He has no hair. So, this is really sad. A face made for radio. And the guy is on camera. How dare he? But he is experienced. He's been around since the 70s. He was a branch manager of a brokerage firm. He was a senior VP for a brokerage company representing a Canadian firm. He was a partner in a brokerage firm, a small firm. He took a company public with a buddy of his, so he was the president of a traded company. He also held mutual fund licenses. He was offshore in the Cayman Islands. I mean, the guy's got experience. So, fine. But what he talks about making money is no one else talks about, and that is writing options as a specialty to take money off the market from the zillions of gamblers out there who have now rediscovered GameStop again. Like, oh, I was always a fan, Bruce. I'm just back now. Great. But don't be a buyer of the stock and a buyer of call options. You've got to explore the possibility that maybe where you can really make some money here is to be a writer of stock options, calls and puts, spreads, poor man covered calls, cash secured puts, where you are a casino rather than the player of the slot machine. You own the slot machine and you put yours on the floor and say to people, come and play my slot machine. Put the money in here first. I got your money. Now pull the handle and gamble on what the stock is going to do. And I will take the risk, the risk that you might be right and I'm wrong, because I have a secret weapon that gamblers don't have on the option floor, on the floor of the casino. That is, the casino owner is always in Las Vegas, never leaves town, and the casino owner always owns the casino week after week, month after month, year after year, where the casino players come and go for the weekend. They drive in from California on Friday afternoon. They leave Sunday night. They come in for a long weekend. They fly in from wherever, spend 4 or 5 days a week, and then off they go. The casinos are always there, handing out free drinks, putting on fountain shows, volcanoes exploding, and whatever else they're doing, making the money. And casinos almost always win on everybody. There are winners once in a while on the casino floor. You have to have winners. You want to have slot machines going off with bells and lights to get all the other gamblers to gamble even more. And that's what's happening with GameStop the last month. We've had GameStop moves that have made a few people a lot of money. The problem is a lot of people, even on this channel, have made a lot of money and watched it go away, and have made a lot of money and watched it go away because they're long the stock with no other strategy. And when you do that, you're the gambler. You're the one sitting there going, well, yeah, I'm a genius when it's $50 a share and I got 10,000 shares. I'm a god. I'm a god of investing. And it goes back to 22. I'm the idiot. Why did I sell it? I should have sold it. Where my viewers, I'm trying to desperately say to them, why don't you just sell your stock at any price you want and start writing options on the dollars you have now? Make your dollars make you dollars. Don't try to make dollars off of stock. Make dollars from gamblers who are trying to make money on the stock. Now, example would be, for example, easy example here. The stock's 28, 29, $30 this morning. If you've got 1,000 shares and you sell them, you bring in 29, 30,000 bucks cash. You're sitting there going, oh yeah, but Bruce, I'm giving it up at $29 a share. It could go to 59, you know. It could go to 100. Yeah, yeah. Why don't you make money? You'll make money when it goes to that level. But you don't have to have the stock to do it. What, you ask? You can't be serious. And I'm saying, look, guys, you can write cash secured puts on this stuff. You can write out of the money cash secured puts, very conservative strategy. You can write at the money puts, or you can write out of the money puts. And even if you did write, in the money puts, you can go out of the money, at the money, and uh, in the money puts. Even if you write a $50 cash secured put where you are pledging to buy the shares at $50 a share, even though they're only at 29, you can still make money on this trade. And I know a ton of you out there going, there's no damn way. This guy is full of hot air. Because no other channel talks about this strategy. If all the other YouTubers out there and all the other bloggers and vloggers out there don't talk about what he talks about, then this guy, he's selling me a bunch of hot air. And I'm going, well, let me tell you something. Out of every million investors out there, gamblers out there, 990,000 of them are buying stock and buying call and put options. They're buyers to be sellers. On the other side of the coin, there are the shorters, those who short stock, and then there are those who write options to the gamblers. But the writers have the clock. They have the secret weapon known as the clock. The depreciating value of contracts is never ending. Contracts continue to lose premium value every hour, every day, every week until they expire. When they reach their expiry date, there's only one of two things left to talk about for an option. Is the option in the money? Then it's worth what it's in the money. If the shares are a dollar, they moved a dollar so that the contract has a $1 value, then that contract's worth $100. One contract equals 100 shares. If the stock is 1 penny out of the money, 1 penny below the book value of the contract is worthless. Now that contract may have been $8 3 weeks ago because it had 3 weeks of time for the stock to do what it does, and this contract was being bought and sold by gamblers back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, with movement of the stock. But as the days went by and each week went by, the shrinkage of the time premium became overpowering. And this is where my people, my viewers, they just sit back with their arms folded and go, well, yeah, I wrote this contract for $25 and it was, it had $10 of time premium in it, and it had $15 of book value in it. And at the end of it all, the stock closed 15 in the money. The contract was $15 in the money. So the contract's still worth $15, but I sold it for $25. I bought it back in the last few days of its life for $15.50. And I took $9.50 a share, $950 a contract, and kept that. And I gave back $15.50 to the last of the gamblers for the last day or two to play it out. And that contract was worth $15 at the end of its run. And all those option holders that owned those were exercised. They were able to exercise those options and close them out. My viewers don't have to worry about exercising necessarily. As a matter of fact, they don't even mind when they do get exercised. Because if you get exercised early, you score a win. And you're asking yourself, how's that even possible? Look, if you write a $50 call option and you get paid $25 in cash to write it, or $28 in cash or whatever, and the stock is trading at $30 a share, you are pledging to buy the stock for 50. Here's 25 to do it. You're actually only paying 25 to buy the stock. If it's trading at $30 a share and you're actually going to have to buy it at 25 net, that means you make $5 if someone exercises your option immediately. You get a notification from your broker saying that the lottery system out here, some option holders exercised 50 of their contracts, one of which was yours. Lottery, you just bought 100 shares at $50. You get to keep the 25 that you got when you sold that contract. So that's yours to keep. That'll go against your cost of 50, bringing your cost to 25. And well, yeah, the stock is trading at 30 right now. So what do? Well, if you sell the stock at 30, right, the minute you get it, you've just locked in a $5 profit on your cash. What cash are we talking about? You had to put up $5,000 in cash collateral to buy 100 shares at 50. That's what you had to do. So your $5,000 is over here. Then you added 2,500 to the $5,000, made it $7,500. And then you had to buy the stock for 50. So $5,000 came out. There's 2,500 left, and you're selling the stock for $3,000, which just cost you $25. You've made $500 on this deal, which is a 10% return in 3 days, a day, a week. How long did it take? If we go down in time, come further out, stock trades at 30, 32 a share. With a week to go, you get exercised. The contracts are worth 18 book value. You got 25 for them. You're ahead $7 on your contracts. You get exercised, you scored a $7 gain. You go further, right to the end. Last couple of days, shares are $35 a share. Example, there's only a $15 book value with contracts. You're ahead $10 a contract. If the shares are at $25 a share, you have theoretically lost money on the stock. Stock's gone down in value from 30 to 25. You were paid $25 to write the contract. You're even. You haven't lost a dime. Everyone else is frustrated as hell. They're up and down and they're not going anywhere. Even if you got exercised at 50, your net buy is 25. You're just going to turn around and write a call option against the stock if you want, or sell it right away and write a new $50 contract for 3 months down the road, 6 months down the road, and try to bring in 30 for that one. And be willing to pay $20 for a share that's trading at 25. That's writing in the money contracts. If you want to write at the money contracts, it stocks at $30 and you write a $30 cash secured put and you get paid $10, you're on the hook to buy the stock for 30 less 10, $20. Are you happy buying the stock at $20? It's trading at 29 right now. The contract has 6 months to live until January 2025. You can buy it back anytime you want to end this deal based on whatever value it's trading at. Obviously, the shares go up a little bit, the put value will drop. You may want to say, hey, I'm up $4 on each contract here. I've written 10 of them. I'm up 400 a contract, 10 times, that's $4,000. I'm going to buy them back for $4,000 less than I sold them for. The money is in my account. I got the $30,000 per $30 put contract sitting there, plus the premium of 10 more. There's $4,000 per contract here, and I'm buying them back for $4 less than I sold them for. Thank you very much. There's folks figuring out on this channel, I'm better off doing the call and put writing strategies rather than just buying the stock and watching it do this all the time. I might as well take the time value, the time factor in my favor, the premium factor in my favor. It's sitting on nothing but cash that earns interest as I'm sitting on it. What's wrong with this entire picture? Nothing is wrong with this picture. This can be done with GameStop. This can be done with other stocks. You don't have to just play GameStop with this strategy. You can do this strategy on any stock at any value, really. It might not pay you very much to be doing it under $20 a share stocks, but then again, depending on the volatility, you never know. But certainly stocks in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 100s, 200s, there's a lot of ways to play the option writing business with not a lot of capital per transaction. If you want to get involved in Apple, which is approaching 197.80 right now, you can play Apple put credit spreads or call credit spreads where you might be risking $2,000 to $5,000 per position to play a stock that's almost $200 a share. You want to write a call option on Apple, you got to buy 20 grand worth of Apple, and you can write one call option. You might bring in $800 for it. So you put up 20 grand to get 800 back. You got to wait 1 or 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks for that contract to shrink out. And then you'll buy it back for, say, $200. You made $600 on 20 grand. Okay, that's all right. If you did that in less than a month, it's not a bad return. 3% a month times through 12 months, 36% a year. On the other hand, you don't have to put up 20 grand. You can put up 2 grand $3,000, $4,000 and do a credit spread and bring in 6, 8, 10%, 15% on your capital instead of making 2 or 3% on your capital. You can make multiples of that. And yet the risk you're putting on is much lower than if you bought the stock, because if you buy the stock at 198 and it goes to 188 or 178, which we can do that in 6 months, a month, you might be down $1,500 on your Apple stock, but you did make $600 on your contract. So you're still $1,200 behind, but not $1,800 behind. Whereas with a credit spread, you might be going into a position that is, again, so conservative as we talk about here. The stock does drop 5-7%, you're still making money because the credit spread is at such a lower level against the stock that you're still ahead of the game. This is what we've been doing here with NVIDIA shares up until Friday. With NVIDIA, when they were in the 900 to 1,000 neighborhood and the 950 neighborhood, I was asking my viewers, sit in the high 700s, low 800 range to do credit spreads. Stay 10 to 15% behind the stock. Now at $120 a share, it's split 10 for 1. We're now talking about credit spreads probably in the 90 to the 100 neighborhood, which is $900 to $1,000 pre-split pricing. We'll figure that out later this week. We need NVIDIA to settle in. All the platforms have to figure out this 10 for 1 split. All the options have to be split 10 for 1. Avoid NVIDIA for now. Let the whole thing fall out. I'm wondering if NVIDIA shares will actually go to 110 and not 130. There's people out there thinking, well, it was 900 a share. It went to 1,240. It can now go to 1,300, 1,400. Maybe it'll go back to 110 and still be up $300 in a couple of months. So I'd rather wait for a bit and let's let this settle. Whatever works for you kids is fine with me. 810 of you are here. Welcome to the show this morning. Great to have you. GameStop is the star of the show again. We're at $29 a share here. We've been up to 31.50, 32 briefly this morning, kind of. Not really, maybe just short of 32. 7.4, 8.2 million. 8.2 million pre-market. We are 38 minutes away from opening here. We're probably going to see 10 to 12 million pre-market go through unless there's an announcement. Now, what next is going to happen with GameStop? Well, the next announcement you should be expecting to hear about from the company GameStop is that they will have completed their latest share offering. Now, I want to clarify something to some of you, to all of you out there. I want you to understand something. I'm constantly trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And I have to read at times documents that are written by lawyers who have nothing better to do than to use very long words in very complicated ways to convince the lawyers at the SEC that everything the company's doing is above board. And the common person, which I kind of think I'm common, hasn't got a hope to understand what the hell these guys are saying. It drives me nuts that the so-called plain English explanation of what's going on doesn't exist in the securities business for the most part. On Friday morning, when you joined me and I came on earlier than normal, I said to all of you who were here, the company just made a press release. They're releasing more shares from their treasury to raise more money. The stock went from 50, 55 pre-market to $38 and just like that. And all day the stock was attacked by the short sellers. It had a brief run back to 42 or 44, then got the crap kicked out of it to 27, ended at 28 and 200 million volume and okay. Now, I have told you that back in May, I think it was May 17 to May 24, the company had announced an offering of 45 million shares on May 17. And by May 24, they came up with another filing saying, we have placed 45 million shares into the hands of investors. Now, we don't know who those investors are. We don't know if the company, through Jeffries and company, just sold stock into the open market for whatever they could get for it, or did they sell blocks of 1 million or 2 or 3 to various institutional investors and others that they have contacts with. That's Jeffrey's business. That's GameStop's business. The bottom line is at 21 a share or something, 21 and change, they raised $930 million in cash for the treasury of the company. So that gave them $2 billion in cash. We know that. Now on Friday, they came out and said, we're going to issue 75 million shares. That's the way I read it. I read the announcement as, we're going to issue 75 million shares into the market. But apparently, it seems if you try to make sense of this release, they referenced the May 17 release of 45 million shares and the May 24 completion of the 45 million shares. And now they're talking about 75 million shares. And there seems to be a bit of confusion and folks speculating they might only be selling 30 million more. They might only be selling an additional 30 million to get to 75 total million shares. It doesn't say the word 30 million anywhere. I can't find the term 30 million more. I can only find 45 million, 75 million. And there's speculation out there that, well, Bruce, if you could read legalese, you'd know in plain legalese English, which no one but certain lawyers understand. They're going just adding another 30 million shares without saying the number 30 million. I think it's a disservice for GameStop. I think this is where GameStop blew it and where the lawyers blew it, because they didn't make it understandable for the average Joe to realize, no, we're not issuing another 75 million shares. We're only issuing another 30 million shares. At the end of this, there should be a total of 386 million shares outstanding, not 426 million shares. That's what that number was supposed to be. Nowhere can I find this. So it is possible that the shares are up a little bit this morning and might move higher this morning because 30 million additional shares into this market is a nothing burger with 220 million traded on Friday or more. 30 million shares overall at a higher price than 21, which they definitely are getting. I mean, the stock's 29. Now, maybe they sold these 30 million already and they had commitments for them at 35 a share on Friday. Maybe they got 38 for them. Remember, the stock went down to $38. Maybe they got the commitment done at 38. It's all done. All that has to be done now is the cashing of the checks, the so-called switching of the dough for certificates, which is electronic, and the filing with the SEC to officially say, we have issued a total of 75 million shares. The average issuance of all the stock between the $21 and something we got already and now, 38 is what? 27.50, 29, 25. You do the math. I don't know. I don't know what the price of the 30 million was. If they did do it at 38 or 40 a share, it's 1.2 billion more cash, putting the company now at 3.2 billion cash on hand with 386 million shares outstanding. Almost $10 a share in cash, not quite, but close. That could be the announcement we're waiting on now. I'm waiting for the company to come out and say to the world through, saying that Jeffries & Co., we have issued a total of 75 million shares between the 45 million and the 30 additional. We've raised this much money at an average price of so much per share. Have a nice day. The next thing to happen at GameStop is Thursday this week. Their annual meeting. They're going to have their annual meeting. But in the annual meeting, they're going to talk about their financials for last year. That doesn't include the financials we just got on Friday. That was the first quarter of the new year. We're talking about the financials that came out for the end of January of 2024. What's going to happen? I don't know. What else is going on? Well, that short position we've been talking about, there were people worried on Friday, oh my God, if they're going to issue another 75 million shares, all the shorters are going to be able to cover their short positions. And now I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, if they've only issued 30 million more, there's no way all these shorters can get their stock back, because that won't be enough for them. Again, it won't be enough. So the shorters are still short 70 odd million shares declared. Who knows how many in the options market, including Roaring Kitty, who has the right to exercise 120,000 call options at $20 a share until June 21. This is June 10. So he has until not this Friday, but the next Friday to decide whether he wants to exercise all 12 million shares that he wants to. Does he want to take them off the hands of the option writer? That's a 12 million share additional short position that has to be tidied up here. So are we 45 million shares shorter on the issuance of stock than we thought, from 75 million to 30 million? Is Roaring Kitty coming in with 12 million demands? And any other option players out there demanding their shares on expiration date? The 21st of June is the third Friday of June. That's the biggest week of expiry this month. That's where most of the contracts come through. Every Friday they expire, but the 21st is the big one. So now, what is this? Is that why the shares are up right now? They're ahead to 29.03 at the moment. Would they go to 35.45 between now and the end of this week? Between now and the 21st of June, could they go to 45.55? If Roaring Kitty indicates sometime this week that I am going to exercise my shares, I have secured $240 million to buy these shares. Think about it this way. If they're trading at $30 each, for example, he has $5 million now. He can borrow enough money on his $5 million to theoretically buy another $5 million at 30. But if he he pulls a financing off to not buy $5 million at 30, but he wants to buy stock at 20, he has enough money to buy $7.5 million of the 12 million shares that are on his options. If he buys 5 million more, just using that thought, he borrows against the 5 million he has. He buys another 5 million at 20. He now has 10 million shares. He owns 10 million. He's only borrowing on the first 5. He now borrows on the second 5 to buy the remaining shares that are on the option side. He actually goes from 5 million plus 7.5 million actually to 12.5 million. Then he borrows enough to buy the rest to go to 17 million. All of his options are exercised. Yes, he would owe money to a lender at $20 a share, though. The stock's trading at 30. I don't think the stock will trade at 30. If he exercises his options at 20 and causes a 12 million share additional short problem on top of what's already out there, the shares could well go up to 60 like they did the other day. And if they go to 60 and he has 17 million shares at 60, the guy's got $1 billion in stock and he owes 210 million against it because he has 30 million cash in his account right now already. He only needs 210 million to exercise his contracts. So if the stock's worth $1 billion and he owes 210 against it, that's only 21% exposure to a banker. This is very conservative. And of course, Roaring Kitty, in theory, were to take my classes like you guys do, he would learn how to write call options. I think he does know how to write call options. And if he started writing $100 exercise call options, like way out there, he doesn't have to write them close to the market at all. He can write them way out there. He can get his hands on $10 a share, I am sure, depending how far out in time he goes. If he wants to write $10 contracts, if he wrote on, I don't know, if he wrote on 5 million of his shares and he brought in $10 a share, he'd bring in 50 million cash against his $210 million IOU. He'd be down to 160 million IOU, and he still can write 12 million more options. So 17 million shares at $10 a share is $170 million. That's what I'm getting at. And we're talking maybe 6-month contracts. So in 6 months, he could knock his debt down to 40 million. And then 6 months later, he could bring in 100 and something more than he owes, which he could then just start buying more stock with if he wanted to. The possibilities are bloody endless, absolutely endless here. Could he use the collateral value of his account of $1 billion against his stock and his IOU, and even write cash secured puts on top of everything else? He could do that. And if he brought in 40% premiums on the cash secured puts he's writing, he writes $200 million worth of cash secured puts and brings in 80 million cash, and he puts that towards his banker. His banker now is down to $130 million. You see what I'm talking about here? The possibilities of Roaring Kitty to become a mega casino are unthinkable. And I'm trying to get you guys to become micro casinos where you have one or two slot machines and you're writing cash secured puts at maybe 25 or 30 or 35 or $40 or $50 or $60. It's totally up to you. 5,000 here, 2,000 here, 4,000 there. Nickels and dimes compared to Roaring Kitty's gazillions. This is what could happen. By the way, one more thing. I did hear this also last night. I thought this was interesting. Ryan Cohen, through RC Ventures, his holding company, he owns 36,847,842 shares of GameStop. That used to equal 14% of the overall corporation, but he is now at 10.5% ownership after the company issued 45 million additional shares. If the company were to issue 75 million more, my calculations said he'd be down to 8.6%. Now, if he's only going to issue 30 million more, that's what the company's only going to do, then perhaps his ownership is at 9.4% or 9.5 or something like that. If he wants to maintain a 10% ownership in the company, he's going to have to buy up more stock. And he can buy some of the 30 million to do so, to maintain his 10% level. That's what he has in mind. I don't know if that's the plan. The insiders as a group, all the insiders combined, have a position. Let's see if I have this handy. Can I show you this position? I think it's right here. Yeah, here we go. This is from the proxy documents. This is about a month old, so it still shows at the very top. Ryan, RC Ventures. You see way up here where it says RC Ventures, okay, and then way over here, you see this over here, 12%. They don't own 12% anymore because they've issued more stock. But the Vanguard Group and BlackRock, they own 25 point something, 22 point something million shares. I don't know if they bought any more stock. I don't know if they own any more GameStop or not. But below that, you'll see right here, their directors and officers or executive officers. See all these guys here combined, okay? Other than Ryan Cohen with 38 million, look at these other guys. They have nothing. Small positions overall in overall sense. Combined ownership of management is 37,600,000. That's right at the bottom, right down here, at the very, very bottom, right there. Okay, that's their total ownership, 37,600,000. And if the company is going to end up with 386 million, these guys barely have 10% of the stock. Which brings me back to the point I've been making last week, that it is possible that GameStop is a takeover target. It is very possible that an outside group would be able to come in with all this enhanced volume and all these option transactions going on. Is it possible through options and the buying of stock from all these shorters that an outside group comes in and picks up 50, 60 million shares of all the stock out there? Remember, if there's 80 million shorted or 70 million shorted on top of the 386 million that'll be out there, that's 450 million shares trading hands, flying around out there officially, plus the options market. For someone to grab 60 million shares of GameStop, not a big deal. At $30 a share average, $1.8 billion. Now think about this. You're an individual that has lots of money. And you know a lot of people with a lot more money who love you because you know how the markets work. And they fund you with a hedge fund, private hedge fund in Monaco, in Switzerland, in the Bahamas, somewhere, no reporting. You're controlling $10 billion, okay? You need to buy 1.8 billion of GameStop, and you have more shares than the entire executive officers and president of the company. You're the single largest shareholder, period. You've got more than BlackRock. You got more than Blackstone. You're the number one shareholder. You now are in a position like Ryan Cohen was in a position in 2021 to make changes. First change, I want 4 seats on the board of directors. I want to be the chairman of the board. Ryan Cohen is a director now, but I'm the chairman of the board. We, the new board, because we're getting rid of a bunch of his guys and replacing it with our guys, we want a CEO. We don't want Ryan Cohen a CEO anymore. We want our own CEO. We'll pay this guy a salary, or this girl a salary. And we're going to steal someone from, I don't know where, but a Fortune 500 and S&P 500 somebody, to run this company. Think about that. For $1.8 billion, and this individual might only use $200 million of his and borrow $1.6 billion from his investors, now controls a company that I'm telling you could be sitting on $3.2 billion in cash. There's more cash in the company than these guys put up to gain control. They didn't take out any shareholders. No shareholders have been kicked out. They didn't do a buyout or a takeover offer for the company. They just voted themselves into these positions because they have the most votes. And of course, if you're BlackRock and you're Blackstone and you're mutual fund and hedge fund, blah, 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 and you guys control 30% of all the company, and a guy or a group comes in with 15, 18%, and there's another 30% ownership, you got almost 50% of the stock backing the new group, because the new group are going to hire a CEO that's going in front of the camera all the time. A new group is going to have an investor relations department that will be aggressively issuing information about the corporation and its intentions, its game plan, so that we don't guess anymore. When you have a quarterly release of financials, you will have a conference call where questions and answers will be exchanged. At the annual meeting, you'll make it a personal annual meeting where people can actually come to the meeting and see these executives in person, and you'll have a reception, and you'll wine and dine these people. Totally opposite what's going on right now. Right now, GameStop is run like a secret Swiss bank. We don't know what the hell they're doing in there. We don't. We have to guess when announcements are made and what it means. The new group coming in might be the complete opposite. They're George Costanza's. Oh yeah, we run an open book. We have no shame in saying, you know what? We got $3.2 billion in cash. You know what we're going to do with that money? We're going to get involved in opportunities that can make this company a ton of money. And we're very interested in acquiring shares of companies that are over shorted, that show tremendous upside, where they've been attacked by hedge funds that are trying to short them into oblivion. AI is one of them, C3.ai Inc. They might go in there and buy 20% of AI. They could become the single dominant shareholder of AI Inc. They might take over the board of that company. Who's to say this can't happen? They have the money, $3.2 billion. The entire AI company is worth, what, $3.5, $4 billion? They can take the whole thing over. So if they take 20% of that company, they can fill the board of directors with their people. Who do they keep? Who do they let go? I don't know. Now, AI stock goes from $29.30 to $60 to $90 because short sellers are going to get squeezed to hell. You imagine the army of people coming in behind that to get in on that deal? That moves GameStop shares up $20 a share. Because GameStop will say, well, we have 20% of the company and it's now triple the value we paid for it. GameStop shares will go higher. Forget the brick and mortar business. This isn't the brick and mortar business anymore. That's not the dominant part of the company. It's part of the company as long as they keep it. The cash they have will be the dominant part. They take $3 billion and turn it into $6 billion or $9 billion. The shares of GameStop will rise in value because its book value will rise in value. That's all I'm saying. I'm just throwing out the possibilities that are happening here. This is why there's so much action on the GameStop stock. It isn't just Roaring Kitty. It isn't just a short squeeze. It isn't just one thing and another. It could be so deep that it is literally an outside group of investors that are in effect in the middle of and well into acquiring shares of this company through the highs and lows to just keep amassing a huge block of stock, and there may be changes. That's what we're talking about. So we're talking about it with Southwest Airlines today. There's an activist investor. These could be activist investors that really want change because they were sick and tired of watching GameStop at $10 a share until April of this year. Just like you were sick and tired of GameStop sitting at $10 a share. No news, no press conference, no interviews, no nothing. Total silence, crickets. And the only news we could get out of GameStop were if there was a leak, some kind of a leak from inside the company to the outside world. That's the only way we heard anything. And we were scratching for information from GameStop where some of us here were talking to people who worked at GameStop as store managers. What do you hear? What do you hear? What do you hear going on? What's going on with you guys? What's the changes happening with your store at the store level? Because there's nothing coming out of management. They're totally silent over there. So yeah, maybe that's going on. Anyway, the stock is right now $29.50 a share. Welcome to the party, pal. Here we are, 9 million traded, and we're 14 minutes away from opening for the session. There you go. You want to buy the stock? Knock yourself out. You want to sell stock you have to write options on it now? Knock yourself out. I think that's the better way to go. Personally, I think that's the better way to go. I'm talking long-term income generation into your hands from expiring contracts on a weekly, monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or annual basis. And there could be enough capital coming in for some of you. Some of you with 5,000 to 10,000 shares are in this real dilemma spot. You've got enough dough here, represented at around 30 a share. You sell 10,000 shares, you got 300 grand. I think you can make a very nice living being an option writer with a capital base of 300,000 to work from. I think so. Those of you with 5,000 shares, that's 150,000. That could eliminate one of two jobs in your household. That might make one of you a full-time option writer, asset manager of your assets, and the other individual might have a job where they can work from home now. They now can scour the world for a stay-at-home job because that's what they want. Or you both go into part-time jobs only when the market isn't open and you're still working remotely, or you're working at a job where you're getting 20, 25 bucks an hour and no stress here. I punch the clock at whatever time I'm out of there. No worries. That might be the big game changer. For some of you, of course, it's freedom. You've got enough stock in GameStop and other investments. You've liquidated a bunch of dough by selling your GameStop shares. You're writing a bunch of options now. You're writing options already on the rest of your portfolio. You just got yourself an RV, and baby, you're hitting the road for a considerable number of years to do something you've promised yourselves that you were going to do when you were in your 60s. You're in your 40s. You're leaving now. Way to go. You want to travel the world? Just take this with you wherever you go. You're trading wherever you are. You got your tablet with you. You got your laptop with you. Fantastic. It used to be that when you were in the airplane flying from point A to point B, you were incommunicado. Nowadays, almost all airplanes offer Wi-Fi in the air, and so you're still managing your portfolio if you happen to be flying during market hours. Welcome to another world that just didn't exist a while ago. Anyway, thank you all for joining me today. Great to have you here. We got to go member only on comments now. Those of you who have joined me as members, I cannot thank you enough for this. I'm glad you're here. So excited for you folks. You've taken the classes. A number of you have signed up for classes in the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. I see them. I see the names coming through. If any of you have been trying to buy my classes and the links aren't working, let me know with a private email, brucefarmer@hotmail.com. The links are down below. Send me an email and just let me know what class did you buy. I'll get you the link. We'll take care of you. Well done, everyone. Thank you so much for becoming part of this family. All right, let's go member-only commentary right now for the chat. Thank you, guys, again, so much for your support of this channel. As members, as subscribers, Lurkers, of course, but man, are we pumped up uh, about the number of members that have come in here. It's fantastic, and we welcome you all uh, with open arms. Okay, let me double check here. Thanks again for the thumbs up so far. 256 likes. If you can hit that thumbs up button for me, please do. Give us a little more momentum to start the show today. I appreciate it. We're going to go right here. Boy, is my computer ever slow. I've been trying to figure out why. I've cleaned out a lot of you know images and stuff, and it doesn't seem to be helping. It's like every second day I have to do a restart every second day. That's unusual for this computer. So if anyone out there can send me a private email as to what am I doing wrong or what could I be looking into, I have a MacBook Pro. By all means, let me know. All right, there we go. We've done the changes to go content. Member only commentary. Thank you, members, so much. We now have, and we've had now for about 3 or 4 months, more Gold Bagel members on this channel than Chillin' with Uncle Bruce members. This has been a pattern that's been going here. The shift has been on for about 8 months, where more people are joining this channel as Gold Bagel members rather than Chillin' members, because of the perks that the Gold Bagel members get, and that includes, of course, trade tips, as well as the early morning show at 8 o'clock to 8:30 Eastern Time, just for Gold Bagel members, the Alert Show, and on Wednesday evenings the Gold Bagel Primetime Hangout Show. There's a number of perks to be a Gold Bagel member. It's $15 more per month to be a Gold Bagel member, but you get so much more. But you have to decide for yourselves whether you want to be a member of the channel, a Gold Bagel level member, and whether it gives you what you want out of it. It's okay with us. Like I say, Jen and I, we thank all of you who have become members, and those of you who are just subscribing and being with us every day. We love you. We're 8 minutes from the opening now. Giddy up, 29.70 on GameStop. SoFi at 6.90 down 9. Rocket Lab down 3 cents. We've got Apple here up 45. Goldman down 197. Cisco down 5 cents. Tesla down 125. Arc Innovations down 31. Microsoft is up 31. Pfizer down 6. HBQ down 21 cents. Google down 15 cents. Amazon Google's up 15. Amazon down 50. We haven't got much going on. The NVIDIA shares are backing up a little bit now. They're down $1.20 to $119.70. That's a $12 drop from, of course, Friday. The high of this stock for NVIDIA, the all-time high, was $1,255 or $125.58. And we're now at $119.65. So we're about $6 from the high of all time, $60. And I am cautioning my viewers to say, look, back to 110.15 would not be ridiculous at all. It would not be a ridiculous thing to happen. The shares came from the 900s all the way to 12.55 in a month, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Pretty big run. We gotta expect a bit of a pullback. All the news is out. All the excitement is done. The 10-for-1 announcement, the split's been done. The dividend increase has been announced. The financials were released. It's all over. It's all done. The news is out. So now some consolidation is possible, not a guarantee. I could be dead wrong. We go from 119 to 118, and then we go to 138. That could happen. But then I would really caution you about, whoa, there's $1,380 from 900. So again, if it goes to 110, that's 1,100 a share. That's still incredible. If it goes to a 105, that's 1,050. That's still amazing. Anyway, for you out there who are put credit spread writers, wait a few days for this to kind of settle in. Allow all the platforms out there to figure out how to adjust trading platforms for the 10-for-1, everything split, including options, and then we'll go from there. Okay, welcome to the program. We got a comment here, Chuck of the North. Hey, how you doing there, buddy? Bruce, I have 40 GameStop shares at 24 and nothing else. What is the best move with an account under $1,500? Writing options too much for me. Thank you for all you do. Well, you're in no man's land. I mean, you got 40 shares. If they go down $10 a share to $18 because there's a complete disaster happening, you lose $400 in value, and you don't have to sell them. If they go up $10 from here, yay, you're up $400. You're not going to get rich. You're not going to get in the poorhouse. You're somewhere in the middle. And look, there's nothing wrong with 40 shares of games. There's nothing wrong with it. But you're a small investor with $1,500 worth of stock. Sure, if it goes from this 30 range to 90, you'll triple your wealth on this stock. So, yeah, but are you going to retire and quit your day job and go to the Bahamas and put your feet up for the rest of your life? No. It's an investment. It's a position. I don't know if you're up or down on it. I have no idea. But you have a $1,500 account, and you don't really have enough to write options right now to make a huge, profound difference in your cash flow. So what do? I'm not your broker. I can't, tell you. Yeah, maybe you may want to look for higher leverage scenarios, but on the other hand, if you can afford to just add some shares of SoFi from time to time to your account, great. You get to the point someday where you have 100 shares, you can write an option on it, but that may not turn you on because 100 shares at this point are worth $3,000, and one call option might bring you $500-$600, which in a percentage terms is pretty damn good. Is that enough to motivate you to learn how to do it? I have 17 classes on how to write options. The reason there are 17 is because this is a business unto itself that is different from the equity market, from just stocks. The option market is as complicated, if not more complicated in potential terms than the regular market itself. And so the cost of my classes is higher than your entire portfolio. So I don't, I can't condone you to say, well, you should just buy my classes and then you'll have all this knowledge with no money. I mean, it doesn't make sense. So again, I'm, follow along, enjoy the ride. I hope it goes well for you. I hope you're learning a lot. If you're hanging out with this gang of regulars, you're probably learning a lot. I thank you for this donation. Of course, you don't have to be a member of this channel. You can just make a cash donation once in a while, make a comment, and hang out with us. Love to have you. And like I say, I want you to make a ton of money, of course. Some folks here may have a couple of comments for you. I don't know. Anyway. Here's Sanctuary. He's going to tell you to spend 150 acres class to sell options. I could have saved you $5 on the super chat. So I did not tell you to spend $150 and watch my class. It's totally your call. Are you looking to become a long-term investor? Are you young? I don't know anything about you, so I don't know. Are you in your 20s, 30s, 50s? I have no idea. Do you have a 401k at work? Are you a student? I'm blind here, so there's not much more I can say because I don't know what's going on there. Thank you, thank you, everyone. Okay, Willie, I have put 100 on a call and 100 on a put of the same option. The puts went worthless and the call went up 7 times. Interesting trade. And CKT, I'm the 192nd thumbs up, by the way, Bruce. Thank you, CKT. Cover puts is the only way to play, says Elite Services. And what else? False 798 says, I'm thinking a lot of people might need to temper their expectations for a mother of all short squeeze and embrace a company transformation instead. And is $29 a good entry point if I just want to buy the stock? Well, I don't know. Of course, if you want to compare the last 3 weeks to this stock, you're going to go, well, it's been a lot higher than that in the last 3 weeks. But if you want to compare the last year, you're going to go, whoa, $29 over the last year. That's pretty high compared to the fact it was down to $10, just a month or two ago. So, Andres, again, this is why I keep bringing it back. For those of you who have shares in the company, you could consider selling your shares and becoming an option writer only on GameStop and make money that way. Anyway, it's up to all of you. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you. We're open. We are trading now. Our friend, I'm assuming our friend Larry Titus has come through as he usually does. Let me bring it up here. Yeah, there he is. Larry has hit the bells, and we are open for trading. We're at 28.60 right now on GameStop as we start the ball rolling with 10,900,000 volume. Thank you all. Zed Estate, Bruce, I'm number 306 right now. James Barnaby, Fishing, I have a feeling those $100 strike July 19 calls I got for 970 Friday morning at the high will be rolled way down for the same expiry date. So you might be buying back these calls for less money and writing new calls for as much or more. Again, that could well be it. Thank you all. And, way to go, writers. This is what we're talking about. Let's see what else is going on. Now, those of you who want to become part of the Discord channel of this YouTube channel, you want to become part of the Discord group, become a Gold Bagel member and send me a private email and let me know. I just became a Gold Bagel member. This is my handle on your show, and I will send you a link to get over there. There's a couple steps that you have to go through to get in there. And the administrator of the Discord group runs a tight ship to keep trolls out, make sure you're genuine, which is kind of nice to know if you're already in that group. It's kind of nice to know. So again, if you want to become a Discord participant, send me a private email. Become a Gold Bagel member. Upgrade your membership from Chillin to Gold. Let me know. So it's available for the Gold Bagel members for sure. Thank you all. Let's go. Savage of Wall Street. Uncle Bruce, I sold a $30 cash secured put expiring January on GameStop last Friday. I placed a stinker for $13.50, and guess what? Boom! Someone gave me $1,350 to buy GameStop at $30 6 months from now. Thank you, may I have another? So you take $13.50 off the 30, and Savage of Wall Street has to pay $16.50 for 100 shares of GameStop between now and January if he so chooses to keep the option that long. Sweet ride. Well done. We're at 28.30 right now on GameStop, 12.5 million traded. We're up and we're running on this market. Thank you all for joining us. We're down 81 points on the Dow. We're on AI, we're down 44 cents. GameStop now 28.30. We got ME down a penny at the moment. SoFi down 6 cents. NVIDIA is at 121.04 officially right now, up 15 cents at the moment. We'll be watching that this week, the whole week. We'll keep an eye on that. Rocket Lab down 7. Matterport 417 a share, going to be taken out at 550. Smart Rent 231 down 3.5. Supermicro down 160, $767. Spire Global 921 a share, down 41 cents. The Adobe down 9.94. Uber's up 7 cents. Apple down a penny. Tesla down 70 cents. Enphase up 79 now. Netflix down 217. AMD down $6. We've got Unity unchanged. Google up down 70. Moderna down 130. Cisco is down 46 cents. Pfizer down 74. Microsoft up $1.20. IBM down 38 cents. HPQ down 64. We got Amazon down a penny. We have a lot of very slight moves here. Home Depot is up 70 now. Vanex Semiconductors down 57 cents. That's a $251 ETF. It's down 57 cents. Goldman down 344, $451 stock. Boeing up 17. Meta up 64 cents at $493. Target down 30. JP Morgan down $1.40. Costco's up $2 to $847. Walmart up 57 cents. Disney down 76. American Airlines down 11. AMC down 10 cents. DraftKings up 70. World Tribune down 14. There you go at the moment, everyone. Welcome to the party, pal. 27.84 on GameStop, 27.90. Just off a slight bit at the moment. Savage of Wall Street, I combined that with the 1950 they gave me for a $40 cash secured put expiring January. And I've got a nice position here. The wife, she decided to go and play the same game, same cash secured puts as me, except she took in $19. Well done indeed. Way to go, Parker Ivy. I'm going to watch this GameStop $70 covered call bleed out until Friday, and I'm going to do it again. There you go. Writing out of the money calls and letting them bleed out to nothing and moving into another set and taking free money. GameStop can pay you so many ways, not just owning the shares. 27.65 to 70 on 14.7 million volume now on GameStop shares. The Dow is off 106 points right now. We've got the S&P off 11.5 points, a fifth of a percentage point. NASDAQ down 29 points, only down 0.17%. The VIX is a bit higher, up 7.7%. Oil is up 46 cents to 75.99. That's what's going on over there. In the interest rate world, U.S. Treasury is only paying 4.46. As far as currencies go, the euro is off, the pound is down at the moment. I noticed the Swiss franc was off as well. The yen is down against the U.S. dollar also. So we have some currencies falling against the American dollar because interest rates are falling elsewhere more than what is happening in the U.S. at this point. The U.S. rates are not backing off. On the European exchanges, we're negative here, a third of a point in London. Germany down 0.75 of a percentage point. France is down 1.88%. Why is France doing so poorly? Because they announced an election. A snap election was called by Macron in France. And so now there's uncertainty with regard to the Parliament, National Assembly, and so on, and the president of the country going forward now for the next month or so. And so that's not helping with the investors over there. They're a bit nervous about that, and so some of the French stocks are under pressure. It probably won't last too long, but we'll see how it plays out. 27.63 on GameStop, 27.6345, roughly down 59.60 cents a share at the moment. Welcome to the party, pal. Thank you for being here, and it's great to have you. We are awaiting any kind of announcement from GameStop. So far this morning, nothing. I've got no news officially released from the corporation GameStop at this time. So they have not filed any official anything, I guess. Just double checking all filings on the SEC site. According to GameStop, nothing has been filed since Friday regarding the issuance of more stock. Nothing has been said here anywhere. I'm also kind of waiting and looking to see the next declaration from the exchanges regarding the official short position on GameStop. The last one I have is 68.4 million as of the 15th of May. This is June 10 now, so this is almost a month old. We're 25 days old on this short position declaration, and I got a vibe. My hunch is we are a lot worse off than that. I don't think we're that small a position. I think it's much higher, but again, I can't tell you officially until it's officially stated. And unfortunately, the SEC is gutless when it comes to enforcing short sale declarations. They have allowed institutions to bully them for decades through the Congress and the committees in the Senate to not make institutions and short sellers declare their positions. Whereas if you're an ETF and you own 1,000 shares of GameStop, you have to declare that right away under a filing because you are a company that represents investors' money. When you short the hell out of SoFi, you don't have to say a damn thing. You can just keep that quiet, and that's off the record. I say that's wrong. That is a disadvantage to buyers of the stock. But these guys have absolutely got the SEC around their finger, and the SEC does whatever they tell them to do. The SEC says no, we're protecting investors. I don't believe it in any way. That's what it is. Jason Fraser is saying, I sold 21 GameStop $100 covered calls for Friday, $89. Very conservative trade. I am limited in my TFSA on types of trades, but this alone offsets a paycheck. So 21 calls. I don't know if this is 89 cents a contract, $89 a contract, 21 contracts. What's that, $1,800? Is that what this is, Jason? I'm guessing that's what you're telling me. Way to go. I'm just JR. Hey, everybody. Hey, JR, how you doing? Savage Roasting Algorithm. On the flip side, I sold a $30 GameStop covered call expiring August for $14.59, and boom, right now that covered call is $5 less, just like that. Thank you. May I have another? So many ways to have fun. Take them shares from me at 30 plus 14.59. Savage is offering his stock at 44.59 each if they want to take them off him at 30. Well, at 27.09 on the open market, nobody is buying Savage of Wall Street's stocks. They're not going to exercise his option for 30. They could buy the stock for 27. So that 14.59 call will depreciate even more because it's now $3 out of the money, $3 out of the money, and it expires in August. So yeah, he's already up $5. For one of those, that's a $500 gain on that contract so far. JR, isn't selling millions of shares into the market just a simple dilution? Yes, sir, it is, but it is also a dilution of stock at a much higher price than the shares used to trade at. In other words, it's a way to lift the book value of the shares, issuing stock at higher prices than $10 a share from a month and a half ago. So yeah, if the book value of the company is approaching $12 to $14 cash value, stock isn't going to trade at 10 anymore. It's going to trade at 15, 20, 25, 30. Well, we're at 26.90 right now, and that doesn't include the short squeeze, which could add a ton more. Well, we'll see what happens. That's the subtlety of this market. That's the way this thing is working. Brian, GameStop, 18 million volume year. Yep, 18.3 could be another 100 million share day. Anything is possible. If we do 50 in the first hour, we could do 100 million for sure. Jason, $89 a contract, Bruce. Yes, sir. I got 89 cents a share premium for a $100 call option. Thank you very much. And they die this Friday. They die in 4.5 trading days. He received 90 cents a share to offer his stock for $100 a share. They're trading at $26.81. He got $1,800 on 2,100 shares. So some of you out there with 5,000 shares, if you were to sell these $90 contracts, you'd bring in $4,500 for this week into your account. And next Monday, you can write another series of contracts for next Friday, of course. If these contracts reach 15 or 10 cents by Wednesday, Jason could buy them back on Wednesday and then write $100 contracts that expire next week, Friday. He might get $1.10 for those because they have 2 extra days of life. And he does 21 of those. He brings in $2,300 for the next Friday. So he brought in $1,800. He gives back 200 and something, and then brings in 2,300 something. It's called making money. That's called building your TFSA to a higher level very quickly. Now in your youth, if you're young enough, no matter what age you are, it doesn't matter if you're 50, 60, it doesn't even matter. But if you're in your 20s and 30s and you're adding to your tax-free savings account or your 401k or your RSP or wherever in the world you are, if you can write covered calls on GameStop shares of this nature on a weekly basis, think about this, 90 cents a week times a month, $360 a share per month if the shares want to bring in this kind of premium. What's wrong with that? You could buy the stock at $27 a share and write these contracts. Or you could buy deep in the money call options, good till Jan 26. That might be tens, and write on those. If you can get those for what, 16, 17, $18, and then bring in 360 a month on a, say, an $18 contract, that is 20% a month on your contract, on your capital at risk. Whereas here you buy the stock at 26, 27, you're only getting 360 on that. So higher percentage returns for a poor man covered call writer. That's why people take my classes, by the way. You take the classes to learn how this is done. Anyway, what can I say? I'm guessing there must have been some bad news on GameStop this morning. I don't think so. I think this is just trading. I think this is the shorters trying to crush the market. They will not stop, by the way. We're back to 27.22, by the way. But I think that there's a lot of positive momentum news coming on GameStop, I think. But hey, we're down $1.20, and that's undeniable, or down 110, and that's the way it is. For now. Yeah, for now. All right. You probably have noticed a pattern here lately where in the pre-market or the aftermarket is when the shares seem to rise, and then all during the day they get hit, little bumps, hit. The turnaround can come at any time where during the day they take off. I don't know when this will happen, what time, what day, what moment, but who knows? What can I say? Brian, I bought 30 more shares for 27.01. Oops, I got some more stock. Pick nose. What a wild week. I closed or rolled all of my July GameStop cover call positions. Thursday had me sweaty. Very interesting. Here we are, 26.95. So here we go. Keep writing. Cheers to all of you from the world, around the world. Stock Markets with Uncle Bruce is alive and well. Thank you for rejoining this channel if you've come back to it. Thank you for upgrading to Gold Bagel level if you're doing that. Thanks for subscribing to this channel, period. Those of you who've been picking up the classes lately, congratulations. Well done. You are investing in yourself going forward. Well done. When you're ready to do that, you're ready to do that. That's beautiful. What is this here? Jumper Thirster, I've become a member of this man's channel. Well, I guess thank you. Chilling with Uncle Bruce level. Thanks. Glad to have you here. We love getting new members joining this channel. Wonderful stuff, everybody. Down 54 on the Dow now. That's actually improving. We're down now 49 on the Dow Jones. SPYs, the spiders, are down $1.38, a quarter of 1%. That's all that we have to worry about there. Not too much to talk about on that side. AI now 29.63, down 37 cents. With GameStop now 27.0708, going through here a little better than the low of the day of 26.50. We're back to 27.07. The high of the day now 29.34. So far we've been under 30 all morning after the opening. In the pre-market we were over 30 to as high as 32 this morning. 21.2 million volume in 18 minutes. So I don't think we're on our way to 100 million in the hour. I think we're more on our way to 30, 40 million for the first hour. That might mean a 50 to 70 million share day, barring any developments. And so, yeah, that we will keep an eye. Zeta State, how about GameStop 40 strikes? They expire June 28th. The premium is 510. Would you write them if your cost on the stock is only 30? Nothing wrong with that trade. No, it's 510 premium is pretty darn nice for such a short time frame. Yeah, darn right. Who cares? 332 thumbs up. Thank you. Who cares? And who cares? Let's go, baby. Let's go. Thank you for these thumbs ups, everybody. 349 last I saw here. Appreciate you all helping out with the thumbs up meter. It's fantastic. We have 1,137 of you here. Let me know, where are you watching me from if you are able to comment. Otherwise, you can always send a super chat and answer if you want. Thank you all for being on this channel from wherever you are. Absolutely beautiful. Let's see here. We've got tons of activity to follow here. As usual, the Dow is now down 25 points. We are coming on nicely here on the Dow. Good to see money coming into the market. Okay. Let's move over to here. The Nvidia shares 118.56. Now we're negative again to 230 a share. That's $23 drop from Friday's close. I urge you to keep an eye on that one. And if you're thinking of doing put credit spreads, wait a few days for the fallout and everything to kind of shake out. Let's see what we really have going on here. GameStop 26.98 now. 26.98, 26.95. 22 million volume on GameStop, everybody. Thank you all. All right. Let's see. Yeah, this is a pretty good right if you do that, Zed. And Brian is saying, Zed Estate, I was just looking at August 40s for $8 in August. Another $3 for an extra month. Wow, those are wild premiums. Jumper, if I have an extra 20 to 25 grand for GameStop, what would you recommend I do? Just looking for some second opinions. Well, obviously, if you want to buy the shares, you're hell bent on owning the stock. You're going to get just short of 1,000 shares at the moment. With margin, you can easily pick up 1,000. You could then write 10 calls, just like people are talking about here for August, and bring in $8 a share. That's 800 a contract. You would spend 27,000 in capital, 2,000 of which is borrowed, bringing back 8 grand today on an option right. So now you're plus 6 on cash. You get 6,000 cash, 1,000 shares of stock. That's one strategy. Fold your arms and let these contracts shrink, either with time or movement of the stock. Your other potential move is you could write cash secured puts. You could write 25s, 24s, 3s, 2s, 21s, 20s. You could write 26s all the way up to 30. You go to 35. You go whatever you want. You've got 25 grand. So you could write eight 30s, I guess, maybe up to 10 25s, and bring the premiums in for those right away. Or you could do credit spreads. Put credit spreads with the high, with the sell, the put you sell being maybe an 18 or 17, and the puts you buy are 12s, and taking a credit spread. So you've got your cash plus a credit on top of that. You're sitting on that money. Same with cash secured puts. You're putting your 25 grand in, let's say, and bringing in another 8 or 9 grand on top of that. You're sitting on 34 grand. Fold your arms, wait for that. Totally your call. There's many ways to go. Do you know how to write options? If not, head to my website. Check it out. Lucy, greetings from London. I'll be coming to your meet and greet, by the way, in London. Fantastic. We're trying to figure out where to stay in London right now, Jen and I. Been looking at Expedia, some hotel ideas, some Verbo ideas. Haven't nailed it down yet, but we're working on it. And we'll have a meet and greet in New York, in Manhattan, on the way back when we get back there after October 25. Looking forward to those too. Jason, hello from Victoria, British Columbia. Brian, Uncle Bruce, let's say I want to be taken out on GameStop. I want them to, take me out. I write an at-the-money covered call for expiry June 14. Premiums are about $385. Well, you could do that, or you could write an in-the-money contract. The shares are trading at $27.15 right now, $27.10. Write 25s for Friday. You'll get your book value right now about $215 plus a premium, and you will likely be exercised at 25 if the shares stay over 25. Now, are you happy with the? I don't know what you get for that contract. Would you get $4, $350? I don't know what your premium would be. I can take a look here on my options chain right now for June 14, 25s this morning. Now my quotes could be wrong, but I'm showing 25s at $495 last trade. They're worth $220. The rest is premium over that. So $220 to $495. That's $275 premium for this Friday. If you wrote 26s, you might get $450 for those. They're only worth $1.25. If you wrote 27s at the money, you'll get about $4 to $4.20 for those, I guess. So that's all premium if you get taken out at 27. There's no guarantee you will if the shares go under 27 to 26 and 25 later today, tomorrow, Wednesday, you won't get taken out at 27. But you keep the premium. That premium might go down to 2 and you buy back at 2 and rewrite 26s for Friday or 25s on Thursday for Friday if there's enough premium in it. Yeah, ways to play this game. Many ways to play this game. Jamie, Alabama, baby. I'm from Alabama. Right on, Jamie Newsom. Jimmy Mo Ace. Here's a $1.99 for you, buddy. Hot dog from Costco. They're teaching folks how to buy DJT at rallies now. They're teaching them how that is stock promotion on a political stage. Isn't that incredible? Just amazing. And Roaring Kitty is in trouble. Really? Jumper thumb. I don't know how to do options. Thank you though. Like I said, the classes are there if you choose to check them out. Up to you. Clay, who's teaching people to buy into JG? That's radioactive waste, says Clay. Brian, my cost base is 29. I was thinking writing 29 covered calls or do a 1 week further out, literally just taking the premium. Yes, of course. You have endless ways to play it. Forget about what you paid for the stock. Forget about it. The shares are now just an instrument to use to write options. Forget what you owe, what you paid for. It's irrelevant. You are going to write and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite contracts again and again and again and again at whatever the stock price is. Forget what you paid for. Anyway, Jesse, James, why am I not on the moon? Why am I here? What's with me? We're down 11 on the Dow. AI down 31. GameStop 27.10, 27.01, 26.96, jumping up and down 30 cents every time. Nothing on ME, 39.7 cents. SoFi 688 down 11. NVIDIA 118.36 down 253. Rocket Lab is up 5.5 cents. Matterport down a half a penny. Smart Rent is down a nickel. Super Micro down 980. The Spire shares, Spire Global up a dime. The Spider S&P 500 ETF down 114. The Adobes are down 424. Uber down 38 cents. The Triple Q Invesco is down 95 cents. Apple shares down 159. Tesla down 26 cents. Enphase up 177. Netflix down 360. AMD Advanced Micro down 630 a share right now. Unity's up 35, Google down 92, Moderna down 550, Cisco down 24 cents, it's improving, Pfizer down 57, it's coming off its lows, Microsoft up 388, climbing again, IBM down 37 cents, HBQ down 52, Owens Corning down 57, Amazon up 98 cents, Home Depot up 308, Boeing up 150, Facebook is up 359, that's called Meta now, Target up 89, Costco up 76, Walmart up 83. Yeah, that's what's going on. Not a lot of massive movement, like massive. No, but NVIDIA is down 250 a share at 118.44 or so. And that's $25, $26 in losses from the pre-split number, okay? The shares have split 10 for 1. And so we now are seeing a drop of $250, that's $25. And I say hold off writing credit spreads, put credit spreads until later this week. We need things to sort of settle out. Thank you all for being here today and hanging out with me. This is fabulous. I'm thrilled that you're with us. A lot of you are newbies to the channel, and you're very welcome here. We hope that I sure am hoping that whatever info I can bring you is enlightening and giving you a heads up on an angle that you're not thinking about. Maybe 27.17 again on these shares of GameStop. 27.20 is in the neighborhood here. I think it's going through 2020 right now. There's not a lot for sale. There's 50,000 at 27.28. 50,000 available at 27.28. And we're at 27.05 to 10 range right now. But there's really only stock offered at 21 to 25, and then there's that 50,000. Will a buyer come in and scoop that up? 27.15 right now. It's offered at 27.28, 50,000 shares. There's a 500 share offer, a 250, a 100. It's 1,000 at 27.21. We're at 18 right now, 27.18. We're going through here 14, 15, 14, 12, 15. Jumpy around here. Lots of buyers between 27 and 27.15 showing up. A few sellers up to 27.28, but after that, we're gapping again. Do we see? This 2021 stock is gone. It looks like we just went through 22. We're going to 25. The 28's gone. We just went to 27.60. So we just busted through 50,000 shares of selling. We're 27.50, 60, 27.65. We're down 49 cents. 27.70 now. They've started nibbling that stock away. I see selling at 28 range, 28.30 now, coming into the offer column. So stocks being bought up here pretty quickly. 25 million traded, 25.25, 27.60 right now. This huge gob of stock was just taken away in one trade. Just one fell swoop, it was taken out. There's now nothing offered but 100s, 200s, 50s, 60 cents or 60 shares, 2 shares, 30 shares, real dribs and drabs showing up. There's another 1,000, another 30,000 at 27.40 just popped up. 30,000 at 27.40. We'll see if that goes. I think it's gone. It's not there anymore. I don't know what happened to it, if they canceled their order or they had a quick blip and it got taken out. I do not know. In any event, that's what's going on over there. Thank you all for joining us today and being part of this family today. I love having you. Jen is here. How you doing, Auntie Jen? Hello, hello, hello.
The sun is out. It's shining for now.
Sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar. Oh, I hate that song. Hi, everybody.
What you're doing is so
gets into your brain and it just eats you up. Thank you, viewers, for coming through. Corinne says, I'm 372 on your thumbs up meter. Thank you, everyone, for that.
Yes.
Appreciate you all.
Thumbs ups are good.
And let me just double check here. Yeah, we've got this going through. We've got that came through. Okay, Chuck of the North, $1.99 contribution here. That's another hot dog for us. Do you see Matterport at 380 or SoFi at 670 again or no? I don't know. What do we got here? SoFi is 692, down 7 cents. And what's this one? Matterport? Where are we at? 417. Matterport's being taken over at 550. This is a guaranteed. You will make money if you buy Matterport right now. You will make money. I don't know how many times I have to say it. I can't believe my channel just doesn't buy every share of Matterport under $5 a share, but no one does. Very few people buy it because they're all into GameStop. It is what it is. It's all right. I'm not criticizing any of you, but I'm telling you, Matterport is being bought out at $5.50 and it's $4.17 right now. Okay. I don't know the day, the exact minute in time, but it is imminent in the next week or 2 or 3. There's a shareholder vote that will happen. It will go through. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know.
You know what else I don't know?
What don't you know?
I don't know what this came off of.
Neither do I. I don't know what that came off of either.
It's like a little. Yeah. It's a leg.
We think it's the bottom of a chair leg. We don't have anything like that here.
I don't know where it came from. That drives me crazy.
Richard Conning says, "Good morning, Auntie Jen."
Good morning, Richie.
I don't know. We don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
It's one of those things that just came along in the suitcase. I don't know. How is the world today?
How's the world today? The Dow was off 150 points. It's now up 29. So complete turnaround on the Dow.
I hear the overseas markets were down.
They were, but are they still? Is the question. Let me take a look here. GameStop now 27.52. It got down to 26.50. It's now 27.61.
Okay.
So it's moving up again. The Dow's up 28. S&P is only down 9. Nasdaq down 50. So they've come back a ways. Oil is only up 39 cents. Over in Europe, we're still negative over there.
Yeah.
About almost a half point in New York. 3/4 in Germany and 1.9% in France. France called a snap election.
Yes.
The president of the country called a snap election. Okay. So that's what's going on over there.
But I have a very important question.
Oh, no.
Did he call for a bagel?
Did he call for a bagel? I don't know if the president of France called for a bagel, but there's a YouTuber that might be interested in a bagel. The alert has gone out. The bagel call.
Oh, is that what that was?
Is that a bagel call?
That was the I can't hear you call.
I can't hear what you're saying.
Would you like a little?
That would have been easy.
Jelly this morning? Did you need some protein?
Yeah. What would be great?
Oh, here it comes. Okay.
Toasted bagel.
Okay.
With some cheddar slices in it.
Oh,
instead of the cheese whiz. We'll put the and then melt it in the micro.
Okay.
That could be what
See if we can burn that palate. Okay. I'll be back.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, madam. So awesome of you to get me through. Thank you all very, very much. What can I say? Thank you all for being here. Let's go. What else is happening here? How you doing? James from Alberto is here. Just filled some GameStop at 26.88. Well stolen. Beach Boy, hi Andy Jen. So if Matterport is sold for 5 share, do you see the stock topping that level? No, I just see where you can make money on it, and then use that additional capital to further your life wherever you want to put it. But I get people ask me all the time, I got $3,000, I got $5,000. What do you think I should do? Well, you could play the GameStop game, or you could do the Matterport game. Just buy the Matterport stock, fold your arms, wait for the 550 takeover to go through. You'll get $275 cash. You get a share of that company. Keep forgetting the name of that company. And then you'll sell it, and you've got your 550. I think it's all right. I don't know. Thank you, everybody. Jason, Auntie Jen, your husband's trying to make us richer with Matterport. We just won't listen. And there it is. Clay, if you're okay with buying 1,200 GameStop shares at a cost basis of 18, it's a good cash secured put to right, says Clay. Yes, there's some good cash secured puts to right. Jason is in the house. Retribution becoming a gold, becoming YouTube member. Jason is becoming a what kind of member have we got here? We got Ed Chillin with Uncle Bruce level member. Thank you, Jason. Just bought my first cash secured put thanks to your video. Love your passion, mate. You just wrote your first cash secured put. You did not buy a cash secured. You wrote a cash secured. You sold it. You took in the money. You wrote it. Okay, please. That's what you did. You didn't buy it. You sold it. You brought in money. Right. You tell me. Love it. Thank you. Yes, wrote. Yes, wrote. Okay, thank you. Whew. Well done. Yes, sir. Well, that pays for your membership for quite some time. That could buy a couple of lessons depending on which one you wrote. So yeah, for those of you out there wondering, well, why should I pay $150 to buy this guy's classes? You watch 2, 3, 4, 5 classes, you'll have spent $750. You write one cash secured put at, I don't know, $30 a share till January 25. How much money are you bringing in for one of those? I'm going to speculate that you're bringing in more money than you're spending on the classes. And you're going to do this for the rest of your life. You only have to buy the classes one time and watch them as many times as you like. You write a $30 contract. I got people writing them here for $13.55 premium. So you put up $3,000 to write a cash secured put on GameStop until Jan 25. You bring in $1,355. That is 9 classes right there. Don't tell me this doesn't pay off. And you're going to do this for the rest of your life. Not bad. You can take the class. You can watch the classes as many times as you want. I do it. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible, but how do I make my living? I don't trade stock. I don't trade options. I don't write options. I produce classes. I host a show here. I have members. This is how I survive. If I can help you make money, and you're saying, I'll become a Gold Eagle member of your channel, hell yeah. For $25 a month, I'll be a Gold Eagle member. I'll give you that. I'll buy your classes. Hey, I'll even have one-on-ones with you once in a while. Great. Well, I have enough of you who do that. I make a living. I have to give you results. And there have been people here for 3 years who've been getting results from option writing. Anyway, it is what it is. Jason, and that 1,300 gets locked up by your broker until expiration, right? No, you can spend that money right now. That money is yours. You only reserved your cash secured put money. The capital that you had to put up to write the put, that's all that's held over. The rest is free to trade. If you want to go ahead and uh, buy something, you want to buy Matterport with that 1,300, you go ahead. You want to write credit spreads with that money, go ahead. You can leverage that all you want. There are people here who have 1,000 shares. They sell them. They write 10 cash secured puts and bring in 8, 9, 10, 12,000 bucks, and then they use that to write more cash secured puts. There's that too. There's a lot of ways to go here. Brian, Uncle Bruce, I sold 2 GameStop cover call, $30 strike expiring June 14 for $345. So $690 for 1 week. That's 930 Canadian dollars. That is a paycheck for only 2 contracts. I love you, man. There you go, right there. So I'm trying to tell you. So here's $690 in. That's 4 classes and keep 90 bucks and change right there. Then once you've taken them, you don't have to keep buying them anymore. You own them. You got them. Watch them all you want. Brian, if I am taken out, I will write cash secured puts immediately. Cannon on the Hill, I bought 200 more Matterport at $418 each. I sold 2 covered calls for $250 each. Jan 26, I received $1.65 a share, counting on the deal to close. Okay, fair enough. I'm not sure why you would write for $250 each. Jan. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works, but okay. Clay, that's the beauty of cash secured puts. Depending on the ticker, you're just reserving money you would use to buy stock anyway and getting paid for that. Exactly. If you sell your stock right now at $27.70 and turn around and write a $27 cash secured put for January of 2025. $27. The last I saw the 27's going for was about $11. So you're getting $11 a share in cash. You just sold your stock for 27. You have $38 a share in your account right now for the stock because you sold it at 27, wrote a $27 cash secured put, brought in $11 for Jan 25 per share. You're at $38,000 cash in your account right now. That's the point. You got 5,000 shares. You're bringing in $11 a share. That's 55 grand you're bringing in right now. 55 grand. You've got your share money reserved to buy the stock back, and now you've got this money. Do whatever you want with it. You got 50 grand in credit card bills. Knock them all off. You just eliminated $1,000 a month in interest coming off of your butt, plus the minimum payment of another $1,000 a month. You just dropped your cost of living by $2,000 a month after tax. You got to make $3,000 gross to clear $2,000 in certain states. That is the power of this strategy. Yeah, there you go. And you may not have to buy those shares back at all. Shares go up in value. Those puts will become worthless. You'll never buy them. They'll die. You keep all 55, and now you can write another set of contracts. Oh my! I do that twice a year. 110,000 a year. Thank you very much. Can you live on 110,000 a year? Well, there you go. Anyway, what can I say? The new breed of geek. You make all this sound too easy. My wife's going to kill me. I need to get on the classes. I can tell you right now, the best option writers I seem to find in the top 10 percentile. Most of them are women. Of the top 25% of my viewers that write options, 15% of the top 25% are female. They're better writers than men. They're just better. They just do it and fold their arms and go, "Take me out. Come and get me. I got the cash. I dare you." They're meaner. They're more, I don't know, they're more focused. It's just the way it is. This is not a criticism. It's just an observation. I have a lot of females that watch this channel. You don't know they're females unless their name gives it away, like Lorraine. But they write options, man. They know what they're doing. They take the classes very systematically. They know. Study, take the class, rewatch the classes, send Bruce emails from once in a while, looking for a little guidance, and write. Clay, buying options to sell can get complicated, but writing calls is much simpler. It gets more complex if you want to optimize your buys and sales. The new Fort Breedy Greek, that is amazing. Susan Shops, I prefer holding premium. 5% money market interest. I want the cash, man. Having it at the ready to buy back, stock and turn quickly. So best to play it safe, in my opinion. Be cash rich. Exactly, Susan. This is why cash secured puts are a way to go. You're sitting on cash and bringing in cash. And getting interest on your money. What is wrong with that? Like I said, you got 1,000 shares. You bring in $27,600. Right, $12 contracts against it. $12,000 coming in. You got 39 grand hauling in interest right now. Not quite. It's about 0.4 of a percentage point a month. 0.4% per month, which is 4.8% a year. 0.4 on 30,000. 120 a month in interest. $4 a day. Napkin. Steeler knife. And
cheese bagel.
Cheddar cheese, sliced cheddar cheese on a sesame seed toasted bagel. To die for. Boy, you gotta love this. It's gotta be great.
That better not go flying in your lap.
I know. I've got this over top of the table, not over top of the leverage. Here we are.
Putting them in the microwave makes them a little gummy. On the chewy side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like some grapes?
No.
Okay.
I'll get them later.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That was easy.
Wonderful. Kids, thank you so much for being with me today. People are writing call options.
They are.
Bringing in ridiculous money.
Well, and that's the joy of GameStop premiums.
We're from Canada. We're in Canada.
Yes.
And I just got a message here. Here we are. Brian, who's I think in Calgary, says, Uncle Bruce, I sold 2 GameStop covered calls for a $30 strike. The stock right now is $27.30.
Yes.
So he's writing out of the money.
Yes.
Expiring June 14th.
Okay.
So that's 4 days.
Yeah.
4 days.
This Friday. Yes.
Okay. So he's writing $2.70 out of the money.
Right.
That die in 4 days.
4 days.
He just got paid $3.45 a share.
$1.05.
4 days.
Time.
So $690 for 1 week equals, here you're gonna love this, 600 equals 930 Canadian dollars.
Yes.
That is a paycheck for only 2 contracts. I love you, Uncle Bruce.
There.
Now,
right?
if he had 1,000 shares, he would have written 10 of those for 3,450 American dollars. You have 1,500 shares. You're writing 15 of these for $345 a piece. What is that? 3,400 plus 17, 5,100 American for this Friday.
Maybe Brian is a nice Canadian and he's leaving room for others.
Have we hadn't thought of that. I mean, he might be Mr. Charity here. I love this. I just love how my viewers are scoring these deals.
Well, and the joy of GameStop, kind of like the joy of NVIDIA, you can get really good premiums because the stock has the ability to move at any second. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a new member, Chad.
Hey, Chad.
Chad Burden, how you doing, pal? Thanks for joining
I
us.
hope he's not a hanging Chad. I'm sure he's never heard that.
Chad,
in
I
his life.
apologize right now to you personally for what Eddie Jen just said.
It's the first time he's ever heard it. Come on.
Chad is a Gold Bagel member. He doesn't deserve comments like that. Thank you, Chad, for joining as a Gold Bagel member. Ignore her. You're fine. Man. Jason, did y'all watch the F1 race in Montreal this weekend?
No.
You know what we watched this weekend? Edmonton Oilers lose to the Panthers, and we watched CFL football. Canadian Football League is on right now.
Where the Calgary Stampeders won.
The hometown team.
The hometown team. Can't win them all if you don't win the first one. See? Everybody knows that.
This is what I live with. The genius. It just
And it was
flows out of her.
It was a CFL delight because our past quarterback, who took us to the Grey Cup, now plays for the other team.
Hamilton Tiger Cats.
And this was his first time back.
Yes, his first time back at our stadium.
The team has been back, but he wasn't playing because
he was injured last year.
He's, as they get older, they are more prone to injury.
That's true.
So he was back and did a good job. Availed himself nicely.
Zeta State just made a message here. I just sold 11 GameStop.
Okay.
$45 contracts expiring this Friday.
45s
at $2 each for $2,200. If I get taken out, my stock cost was only $30. Awesome. Brian, Zeta State.
He gets $2.
Yes, buddy. That is what I'm talking about. You get taken out right, cash secured, puts right away.
Right.
The new breed of geek. Uncle Bruce, if I didn't want to learn from your wisdom, I would have to leave the group because of the Steelers knife. If I mail you a Detroit Lions one, that would be.
Now there's a fan. That's a fan.
That's a fan.
You got to be a fan to support the Lions.
Yeah. Okay, Chad. After your last spiel, you convinced me to join. Love your wholesomeness, and I look forward to learning. And you get to watch a guy eat a bagel live.
How good
no other YouTuber eats food in front of you. I do. I'm real.
Not to put the pressure on the bagel, but it has been known
putting pressure on the bagel
to cause markets to rise.
Well, there is that urban legend that
there's an urban legend.
When Uncle Bruce eats a bagel, markets go up.
Now maybe it's just the time of day. Maybe it's the sheer presence of Jen. I'm not speculating.
Maybe it's Jen. I'm not speculating.
We'll let others do.
It wouldn't be me, would it?
Ah, dear. Yes.
Since 1976. Man, Brian, Zeta State, I got you. I have 2 cover calls I need to write in my TFSA. Jason Fraser, no cash reports in TFSA is really limiting, but you can write cover calls.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, are you in BC? Brian, Zeta State. Well, I guess you would just buy shares back and write again. I'm in Calgary, by the way. Jason, no taxes here in Bermuda for stock trade, so it's all free money. Nice going.
So the Calgary guy.
Nice going there, Jason.
Maybe we'll have a public reveal someday.
Well, we'll have a meet and greet in Calgary one of these days. We have a new member, the JLPZ, JLP becoming a new member, JLPZ.
Or maybe it's JLP Easy.
JLP Easy, a Gold Bagel member. Another Gold Bagel member.
Golden
premiums. The premium members are coming in.
Look, you're having a golden bagel,
and I'm having a golden bagel, and we set a new record this past week for membership members coming in. New record Gold Bagel level. More Gold Bagel members than regular members, and the highest level of all time.
Gamestop.
Thank you all, and congratulations, and hopefully we can make it worth your while. Charlie C2, welcome guys to this channel. Cindy B, I love the Lions. Brian, Jason, do you guys take in Canadians? JLPZ, good morning, Bruce. I bought your option course over the weekend, and it makes sense to me now. I'm officially a bagel member. There you go.
I'm so glad it makes sense.
This happens. This happens again and again and again.
And don't feel bad if you had to watch it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Because this is like brand new for so many people. But
Right.
yeah, I wasn't sure if you really wanted the knife, but it was still quite warm when I brought it to you.
I'm going to give you this.
Okay.
But I'll do it this way. But yeah.
And there's more nappies if you need.
Yeah, if I need JLPZ, way to go, man. This is great stuff. Jason, Uncle Bruce broadcasts bagel bargains and bullish banter on YouTube, juggling jelly bagels jauntily, jovially jabbing jests about Wall Street.
He had to think about that one.
That took a while. Cindy B, I just sold a $32 covered call for this Friday.
Okay.
$300.
Brought in $300.
$27.50 for the stock. In theory, you could buy 100 shares right now on GameStop for $2,754.
And right.
Turn around immediately and write a $32 call for this Friday and get $300 in cash right now. And you're offering your stock for $32. You get to keep the $300, which means you're offering your stock for $35 a share. You just bought it for $27.50 or so. You're offering it for $35 because you're a nice person.
It's almost like a merry-go-round.
There's a gambler out there who pays Cindy $300 for the option to buy from her 100 shares of GameStop at $32, but only until Friday's closing bell. $300. This contract is going to lose $50 a day for the next 3 days, and then $75 on Thursday, and the rest on Friday. If the stock does not go over 32,
right,
and even if the shares go to 34, okay, and Cindy has the stock, quote, taken from her, purchased from her at $32.
Right.
She gets $32 plus the 3. She's got 35, and it's only trading at 34. She's still up on this deal. If she bought the stock today at $27.50 and she gets taken out at $35, she's winning. The stock's only at 34. She's still winning. Also, if the contract is trading at $1 on Friday afternoon because it's worth $1, she can buy it back anytime she wants. She buys it for $1. She sold it for $3. She keeps $200, and the stock went up to $31.99, and she's made $200 net profit on the option. Plus, her stock went up from $27.50 to $31.99. She's up $4.50 on the stock, $200 on the option. She's ahead $6.50. If you just buy the stock today at $27.50 and it goes to $32 on Friday, you're up $450.
Yeah.
She's up $650.
Yeah.
Because she wrote this contract. That $200 is one class plus $50 towards the next class.
Yeah, and that's cash in your pocket, not marginability.
That's cash right now in your pocket.
Yeah.
Uncle Bruce, Zed Estate says, if I get my GameStop exercise at 45, I'm thinking I'm going to buy NVIDIA, by the way. I have 8,000 shares on my other accounts, so way to go.
There you go.
Jason, I had to, says Jason. Spur, just in case, I wish you all a relaxed day. Thank you, Splair. Snowboarder for life. Uncle Bruce, I had an impulse. Uh-oh.
A snowboarder with an impulse.
Uh-oh.
You just don't hear that.
You don't hear that very often. Snowboarders with impulse. I bought a few hundred GameStop at 27, then I sold $30 covered call for $320 each. Please take me out. That's
right.
What were we just talking about? Nicely done.
One
expires
of my pet peeves
this week.
My pet peeves is how people say, well, I'm afraid of losing my stock. Well, you don't lose it. They pay you for it. First, they paid you for the privilege, and now they have to pay you for the stock.
Yeah.
So, don't fear the exercise. Don't fear the rollover.
If you bought 200 shares, you just hauled in $640. 4 classes.
I'm sorry, what's that sound? Cha-ching!
That was easy.
That's what that was. Jason always looked at options as a lotto ticket, but using it for premiums on stocks, I believe in it so much more rewarding looking. You're not the gambler. You're the casino.
That's
right. Snorkworth thinks Cindy beat me to this thing.
Always
I think she beat me
to
this. Yeah, but you got 320. Zed Estate. I'm thinking about writing some August 45s for about $8. Might wait it out though. I think a pop is coming soon. I know you shouldn't guess the markets. Yeah, Zed, this is your style. I know your style. I yell at you to do it now, and then you I'm gonna think about it, Bruce, because I know more than you do.
Well, he's cautious. There's nothing wrong with being cautious.
It's all good. It's okay.
I'd rather have them cautious than have fear of losing out, make them make rash decisions.
The new breed of Creeks has asked, does Uncle Bruce's family have a preferred brokerage platform?
No.
Where do you live? My viewers will tell you the favorite.
Yeah.
If you're in the UK, they'll tell you who to use. You're in Germany, you're in the US, you're in Canada, they'll give you an opinion. But you got to tell us, where are you? What country? Brian, Snowboarder for Life, we can follow this trade together. Wing Commander, Uncle Bruce, it has really been 2 years that we met for a bite in Munich. Has it been 2 years?
Yes, Wing Commander, that's right.
2020.
2 years.
2022.
Yes.
Yeah, because 2021 we went to the desert for the winter, and in 2022,
It was 22.
in June
Yeah,
2022,
2 years.
we were in Munich.
And it was lovely meeting
Oh
him.
man, it was great. It was great meeting him. Yeah,
Just a great guy.
2022. Let's see, what do I have here? 2022. Look at my photos. June 2022.
Well, he might not want his photo shown.
Oh,
so
he wants
be
to be on
careful.
camera. He wants
No,
to be
he
seen.
doesn't.
He wants us to show him off.
Don't torture him.
Don't torture him. Oh my god. Oh yeah, here's Munich. Oh my god. We did Munich, and we loved it, and it was wonderful. No, I don't have a picture
Really?
of him
No
in
Wing
my
Commander.
phone. I don't have. I got one later, but I
okay.
do have where Jen and I went to a German restaurant, and we ordered this
Everything?
this massive plate of food
Look
in
at
Munich at a Bavarian restaurant. A German. Look at that! Look at that plate. Those are dumplings. That is. There's duck.
obviously
There's
pig.
duck.
Pig, and duck.
Yeah, there was bratwurst in there.
Yeah.
Sauerkraut.
Mm-hmm.
I think home fried potatoes. I can't remember. Oh, was that delicious?
Yeah.
Oh my god! And we got to meet our friend. Yes, sir. And
we caught a cold there.
we were going to meet Wing Commander last year, but couldn't do it because of COVID. But maybe another time.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get together again. Oh yes. And
I'm out of here, folks. Have a great Monday. Have a great week.
Thank you, Auntie Jen. New breed of geek says, "I'm in Michigan. What brokerage firms would you recommend?" So the folks now will respond to you which brokers they like for writing options. Cindy B from Michigan also. How about that? Cindy explains the shared support for the Lions. I don't think many in here are familiar with how well they did. Finally, this past year, we talked about it, and I'm delighted for Detroit and area. I really am. I'm delighted. Lovely. 27-23. Way to go, option writers. I just love it when you share with the channel how you're doing. It shows the noobs what the possibilities are with just a couple of hundred shares or just a couple of contracts. Writing 3 or 2 or 6 or 9 or 15. The amount of money you can bring in from writing options is unbelievable. It's cash immediately deposited into your account. You can do whatever you want with the money. You just leave it there to buy these back, a third less, a half less, whatever the market wants to give you. You're just on the sidelines waiting to pounce to buy back these discounted contracts that are just dying of old age. They die every Friday. Contracts expire. You can write one that dies this Friday, or one that dies next Friday, or one that dies 3 months out, 6 months out, a year out. You can pick the one you want. And the key here is the shrinkage in the last month is the most dramatic. And so there are people here who only write 1 or 2 week contracts. That's all they do. They'll write a contract with maybe 3 weeks to go and buy it back with a week to go. They'll take that chunk of shrinkage and then write another one that has 3 weeks to go with a week to go, instead. Depending on the stock's movement and the volatility, this is the thing you learn from learning how to write options. You got to get over to my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca. Get over there and then you'll find my homepage, which looks like this, just to make sure you know it's me. There it is. There's my homepage at stockmarketswithbruce.ca. And then the next screen you go to is where it says classes. Take the tab there. Attention students, classes and sections. Start scrolling down that page. Just scroll down the page. There they are. Lessons 1, 2, 3, 4. Start at number 1. Take number 2. You'll start writing options already. Then go into 3 and to 4, 5, and 6. You've now spent $900 after you've taken lesson number 6. And I can tell you right now, I think you may have already written 5 contracts for $1,500 in premiums already, or you've written 5 contracts at $800 premium. A contract $4,000 is in your hand, and you've only spent $900 on the classes. Earn while you learn. Earn from income from writing put contracts. How to trade stock option credit spreads. How to trade call and put butterfly options. How does Bruce pick his favorites? Poor man cover call writing strategies to quit your day job, selling option rollover strategies. This gets more and more complicated. Each class builds on the next class. Stink offers, stink bids, psychology of the markets, how to maximize profits from writing stock options. We go over all kinds of stuff. Advanced poor man cover call strategies. How to use other people's money to profit in the options market, like iron condors and other things. Fixing option trades and adding cash with smart spreads. Lesson 18 is coming. That's coming too, but for now, get yourself over there. Start with 1, 2, 3, 4. Get on it. Each class is an hour and a half to 2 hours. You can watch them as many times as you want, and you'll be writing options for the rest of your life. This is not a 100-yard dash. This is a marathon to bring capital in from all kinds of option scenarios, indexes, ETFs, stocks, you name it. Giddy up, everybody. It's exciting. It's exciting. Stephen Butler, bye, Jen. Cindy B, I use Schwab, used to be Ameritrade. Jonathan Ray, hey, Uncle Bruce, is it better to write a covered call on my permanent covered call when GME has a pop upward, or writing now is fine? Even if you write now, it has a pop tomorrow, you'll do a rollover. This is also in the classes, so don't be afraid to ever write. Just be writing. Write for this Friday. 4 days. Then write for next Friday. And the Friday after that. Take the money. If you're a Gold Bagel member, you can join the Discord group. Send me an email at brucefarmer@hotmail.com. Send me a private email. Let me know what your Gold Bagel handle is. What are you called? I will send you the information so you can become a member of the Discord group. Absolutely. And you'll be able to talk writing strategies 24/7 with people from this channel. That's the beauty of it. One time, I bought 1,000 Matchbook for 18. I wrote a 550 strike, Jan 16, for 35 cents. Seems relatively low risk. Will add to position if any more significant weakness. Nice going. Because at 550 on the takeover, those contracts had zero value. You'll keep the $350 you just got. You'll keep that, plus you'll make your 550. Nice job. Cindy, thanks. I will give them a look. I'm stuck at Chase, and their brokerage account is very limiting. And Jason, I am literally watching the cost of my Friday's calls that I sold this morning tick down in cost. It's like making $200 an hour right now. It's unbelievable. Lorraine, Uncle Bruce, someone told me that RK told you when GameStop is going to pop. Let me know first. Really? That's interesting. Ahmad has become a member of this channel. How you doing, man? Gold Bagel level member as well. Ahmad, thank you and welcome to the party, pal. Great to have you with us, and we're going to try to help you make a bunch of dough out there. Christina, I have been lurking all morning Not much to contribute today. There you go. It's all good. We're at 27.28 last trade, 35 million traded just in the first hour and 9 minutes. Welcome all to the show. We've been as low as 26.50 and as high as 29.34. And we're at 27.26 right at the moment. Welcome to the party, everybody. Man, these are so good. So good. The Dow, negative again, down 60. C3.ai Inc. is up 9 cents. 30.08. It's gone through the 30 level. I have viewers who own this stock, write options. I have viewers who own deep in the money calls. They write options. They do credit spreads. They do cash secured puts on AI. All kinds of trades here on AI. Gamestop down 82 cents, down 75, 82 cents. ME, half a penny lower on the day. SoFi just down 6 cents now at 693. The low on SoFi, 688. Now at 693. 5.4 million. Very quiet so far this morning. Waiting for SoFi to break out at any time. NVIDIA down just 5 cents. The low of the day on NVIDIA, 117.01 already today. That is a $40 swing from the 21.25 high to 117 in the pre-split. That is a $40 move on NVIDIA today. Normal day on NVIDIA, right now down 7 cents. All right. Rocket Lab up 2.3 cents at 446. Matterport 414, down 3.5. Unbelievable. Smart Rent down is up a penny. Super Micro Computer 801 up 32 bucks. Spire up 13 cents. Adobe down 5.98. Uber down 19 cents. Apple down 131. Tesla down 99. Enphase is up 4.79. Netflix $638 stock, down 260. You can play that stock for $500 risk positions, $1,000 credit spread positions for a fraction of the cost of buying 100 shares of this stock. Up to you how you want to play the market. 27.60 on GameStop. Go GameStop. Make my viewers richer, please. And congratulations, option writers. You guys are doing it right. Brian, I'm going to try to buy another 25 shares of GameStop. 27.01. Come on down here. This is fun. Yep. I have viewers that have deep in the money calls. They write calls against those calls. They take the premium and buy more deep in the money calls and write more calls against those calls. And they just do it again and again. And as they piddle out and just fall off into small amounts, they buy them back, roll them over, bring in $2, $4, $5, $6, $7 a contract more in the new contract, take that dough, buy a bunch of additional deep in the money calls, and write on those and expand their portfolio of deep in the money calls. They keep growing it, growing it, growing it. Congratulations, my viewers who have figured this out. Yay, we hit 28, says Brian. We hit 28. Right now, $28 a share on GameStop, down 20-odd cents a share. Woohoo! Mm, 36 million volume. Okay. High of 29.34. Going through 28 right now. I'm really interested in this Matterport you mentioned earlier. Go to marketwatch.com for free. The top corner, what that would be up here, is the little circle. Enter the symbol. You'll pop up Matterport stock. Look at the press releases. Look at the. You'll probably be able to see under financials. There'll be the SEC filings. Click on those. You'll find just in the last month they filed with the SEC that they've agreed to a takeover. The board of directors of both companies, 275 cash plus 275 in stock in Nucor is what it's called, and they're going to be taken out at 550 a share. I'm just waiting for the official takeover date. I don't know what it is. I'm waiting. You can buy this stock for 4 something and get 550 for it. You can write 550 options. You can write 550 call options against your stock. Take the 35 cents premium per 100 shares. That's $35. And then once the takeover is offered, all contracts expire. The 550s will expire worthless because the stock is going to close at 545 on the last trade. Contracts will be worth nothing, and you won't have to buy them back. They'll die worthless. You keep that $35. You get 550 net when it's all said and done. You're going to get 585 a share buying this stuff at 4. What did I tell you? 4 something. Unbelievable. Brian, I have $30 and $40 cash secured puts expiring on Gamestop June 21 and June 28 respectively. I could bring in another 16,000 this month. Oh my God! How about that, Susan? Got inspired. I had 20 shares of GameStop at a $30 cost. Just bought 80 shares at $27.36. So the average cost is $27.91. I just wrote 1 June 21 GameStop covered call. I got $500 for that thing. Thanks everyone for the idea nudge to do this. There it is. That'll pay for some classes. How about this? Yeah. Brian, Susan Shops, bringing in the money, baby. Bringing in the money. Oh, yeah. The gamblers are handing it to you. Why don't you take it? We're at $28 a share. Write $30 calls. Write 31s, 32s, 33s. Write 35s. Write September 35s. Write January 2025 40s. Write 45s. Write 35s. Well, up to you. You decide how far ahead of the market do you want to write a call option for. What premium sounds exciting to you? Shop the option chains and take a look out there and ask yourself, well, am I happy having $15 a share right now for a contract I can write for 6 months out? Now, if it's a cash secured put or a covered call, that's you. You decide what works for you and your psyche and your comfort level. 2783 is the stock. Are you just happy being a shareholder? Would you rather be a credit spread writer? Would you rather be a cash secured writer than own the stock? Just put a machine out there, slot machine, let them play with your cash secured put. You decide. Learn how it's done. So what's going on here? You're seeing the results from these folks. They knew less or as little as every new viewer of this channel. There are people here who are writing options today that knew nothing about options 3 months ago. A month ago, knew nothing, a year ago, 2 years ago, and they're still learning. They've come down the road a long way, and they're still picking up this knowledge. So what I'm talking about, this is for the rest of your life. This is not a one and done thing. This isn't, you're going to the moon today. No, this is income forever. So you can enhance your revenue into your hands, whether it's just in your retirement account or whether it's a combination of some going into retirement account, some going into my margin account. And maybe it's a couple of thousand a month, 4,000, 5,000 a month coming in to knock off the debts you've acquired over COVID. Maybe credit card advances, maybe an old car loan with 2 years to go. Get rid of it now because you want to sell that piece of garbage. I don't know. You figured out. You got a holiday in mind with you and your children, your family? You want to go on a vacation to Disneyland? Have you checked out how much it costs to go to Disneyland, Disney World? Have you any idea the amount of money you need? You want to go on a cruise? You want to rent an RV for 2 weeks this summer, a month? What is your plan? What's the plan, man? There's an answer to this. Option income can help make things happen. Maybe get you out of your day job, which could be the biggest motivator you've ever had to get rid of your damn day job. Yeah. Anyway, Brian, I did just notice the $30 call is worth about $340, and the $30 put is worth about $530, expiring this week. Why is the put worth so much more? It's in the money. The stock's at $27, $28. The put is in the money. The call is out of the money. That's the difference. So you take the differential between $30 of the put contract and the actual trading price of the stock, $27.50. That's $250. The rest is premium. The first $250 is book value. That's why. Lessons. Take the lessons. Lorraine, Uncle Bruce, how come Brian, the Canadian, gets all the attention? Susan Shops, yes, and in my Roth for tax-free money. Clay, Brian, volatility is very high, and that's pumping the value of all the options. Brian, Clay, yes, that is correct. Dude, I knew nothing 2 years ago. Now I know a lot of something. Easy money is something. I got a lot of it. Thank you very much. You want to quit your day job and travel full-time for 5 years? This is possible. You just need one of these devices right here, connected to the internet, and you're trading options in Indonesia, you're trading options in Egypt, you're trading options in Switzerland, you're trading options in Australia. Where do you want to go? You're liquid, you're active, you can transfer money electronically to your credit card, keep recharging it with a credit, so you never have a debit on your credit card. Yeah, you're paying bills at home that are at home. You decide. Do you want to pack up everything you have and put it in storage and then out you go, or do you want to sell your house and liquidate everything and just be sitting on cash and renting your pillow wherever you are? I don't know what you want, but it's up to you to get it. This program of learning the right options is a game changer for a lot of people. It kills me to talk to people and realize again and again, it has killed me forever, to know there are 40-year-olds that have enough assets and they don't have to work anymore for anyone else ever again. And they're in jobs they hate. They're in organizations that are god awful, but it's the only job in the area that they can find. They're locked into their healthcare plan or something ridiculous because they've never thought to get out. And now all of a sudden they realize what we're doing. They figured out, they start watching me. They watch a couple of classes. They hit me up for a one-on-one. We talk about their scenario and they go, my God, Bruce, I could have quit my job 8 years ago. This is awesome, man. I want to get on with this because in the next year, I'm done. I want to take a year to learn what this is all about, start doing the trading, get more comfortable with it. But if this can work out the way that so many of your viewers are scoring here, I want in. And I'll be out of this damn day job forever. And I will only ever work as a consultant from my home if I ever want to work, or from the road if I ever want to work for anyone on my terms and conditions. For a project only, I might only be available for a 2-week window. 20 hours a week. That's all I can give you at $200 an hour, whatever. It changes the power dynamic to you. And all of a sudden, you are more valuable to the outside world than you ever were before. And you may find that you have to incorporate a consulting company. You have to incorporate an LLC for your consulting business and for this trading that you're going to do. It might be inside your LLC from a taxable point of view and from write-offs. It could well be very worth your while. If you can find a conference to attend in Miami for a week about investing, you go to that, you fly to Miami for 2 weeks, you go to the conference for a couple of days and take 5 days off and play golf, do some fishing, hang out on the beach. It's a write-off. The entire cost of getting there and getting back and the hotel and the meals is a write-off, depending on your corporation, your state, everything else. This is why you have accountants to help you with your books. You are a corporation now. Politicians love corporations. They hate people. People get taxed to death. Corporations get all the breaks. Your state has breaks for small companies, small businesses. Your job is to figure this out. You're changing your life forever. Take it. grab it and go with it. Get out of that damn cubicle, please. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. Let's see what's going on right now. Welcome, Beach Boy. My average on GameStop was $29.70. Wrote some 30s this Friday, averaging 310. Bought more stock at 27.11, 27.25. Bring my average down to 28.36 and 30s this Friday. Thank you, mind you. Nice job. You'll be writing next week another batch, bringing your cost down again. Zed, when Roaring Kitty exercises his option, will the stock pop? Should we time our options on his dates? You can't, because he can exercise his options now, tomorrow morning, 3 days from now, Friday afternoon, right up until the very end. No timing, no idea. No, so you time your options now for you. Don't think about him. Think about you and only you. Stock takes a run, you'll do rollovers. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Thank you all very much for being with me today. Brian's at a state. I had a dream. I bought June 21, $20 calls. The dream ended as to be continued. Susan Shops, I do have Jan 25, $30 GameStop cash secured puts that I wrote last week, and I collected $11.49 on that one. Did this $32 cover call to do calls short term, 1 to 2 weeks, takes my mind off waiting on SoFi to whenever pop. Zeta State, my 45 GameStops that expired this Friday, I can buy back for $168 when I sold them for $2. Nice return, eh? I'm waiting for Friday. Clay, SoFi, your management is so good, and the business is doing great with good growth, but it's mostly a bank stock, and those are slow rollers. Zeta State, Brian, I had the same dream. Christina, Uncle Bruce, looking at the amount of cash he has, he doesn't have to exercise his position. That's true. How would he do that? He could easily exercise his position with his 30 million cash, his 5 million shares that he has. He can use the leverage of his 5 million plus his 30 million to take a chunk of this off. At the end of the day, he needs $240 million to buy all of his stock, 12 million shares at $20 a share. He has 30 in cash. He has 5 million shares. He can borrow against his 5 million shares, the value of the 5 million. So that would allow him to borrow at, say, $27 a share. He would borrow $135 million plus his 30 million, has $165 million. That's 8 million shares he'll buy out of the 12 million. Then he will leverage the 8 million to buy the other 4 million. And he's got 17 million shares in total. It's a joke. It's a no-brainer. A no-brainer. There you go. Thank you all very much for being here today. 2 hours, 27 minutes for this show. 30-minute primetime pre-market show for my Gold Bagel members to start Monday off on a roll. The stock's at $27.39. Traded now 39 million shares in an hour and almost 30 minutes. Thank you for following me. Thank you for becoming members today. Thank you for upgrading your memberships today. Thank you for grabbing classes. Those of you who want to have a one-on-one with me in private, you let me know when you would like to have one. We'll set something up. Way to go on writing options, all of you, no matter how you're doing it. Way to pick up Matterport. Way to do what you're doing. I love it. SoFi will come and will be spectacular. We'll be here for that. You'll be here for that. It's okay. In the meantime, we're just going to see how it works out. Richard Carlin and the Big E are going neat. If you're a brand new member of this channel, you have the ability now to pop up some neat emojis. If you take a look at the emoji section of our channel, you will find that there are these emojis that are right here, these guys, that you can now pop up onto the screen. And in effect, what you are doing is you are kind of guaranteeing yourself some upside happiness, because you are honoring the Knights of Ni right here. The Knights of Ni are all powerful. If you've ever watched the movie Search for the Holy Grail, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You don't mess with the Knights of Ni because you're just kidding yourself that you think you're more powerful than they are. They're the most powerful forces out there. Here, even Crusaders who find themselves in front of the Knights of Ni are bowing in their presence. They must appease the Knights of Ni, or they cannot move forward in their quest for Crusader greatness. Those of you out there who hit the Ni emoji buttons, you know what I'm talking about. We already see Richard Carlin, the Big E. We also see D.H. Ruda putting up the knee emojis. Corinne, Melvin, Boeing, Tiger, TJ. Neat, 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 neat. Absolutely. Brian is in there like crazy on the knee emojis. You cannot overemphasize, I cannot overemphasize the power of the Knights of Knee. You must, and we always attempt to honor their presence and omni power. To stay on the safe side of this market. And Jason Fraser knows what we're talking about. If you're new, it is time for you to now honor the Knights of Knee. What you do is you go to your house, go to your room in your house, open your window as wide as you can, hit these knee emojis, and then go to your window and yell at the top of your lungs, knee, 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 knee. And the whole neighborhood wonders, should I call the cops? Should I arrest this guy? What's wrong with this guy? But you know what you're doing. You are honoring the Knights of Knee. The police officers will understand. Once they take you to jail, they'll figure it out. They'll know. Yeah, I understand what you're talking about. They may or may not do what you do going forward, but at least they know the power of the Knights of Knee to convince people around the world to scream at the top of their lungs, knee, 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 knee. And there you go. Just trying to help out here, just trying to fill in the info for you to let you know just what's really going on in the world. Brian, Lorraine, obviously, Uncle Bruce has a bias towards fellow Canadians and Calgarians. I had cheese whiz on naan bread last night. Yummy. Oh, my goodness. Jason, they can't hear the neat because they're all at work. Haha, there you go. See, but there are people at work who have cubicles, and they put a towel in front of their face, and they scream at the top of their lungs. Of course, the boss won't hear it because the boss doesn't deserve to hear that kind of thing. Tuna fish, neat, 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 neat. There you go. Here they come. They keep coming in from all the loyal followers of the Knights of Neat. So thank you all for joining me today. Thank you all for these thumbs ups. Last I saw, 440 odd had come through. That is awesome. Still 619 of you are sticking around, which is pretty cool. Dude face, nee, there they are. The knee emojis keep slipping through. Have yourselves a great day today, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. Don't make the Knights of Knee angry. Look at that. You do not want to run into that face when you're trying to make money in this market. That's the last thing you need. Do not upset the Knights of Knee. Welcome to the party, everybody. Hope you're having fun here today. We try to have fun here every day. Join me tomorrow, 8 o'clock if you're a Gold Bagel member. 8:30 if you're not. Come on in and say hi. Don't get caught by Strickland not giving me thumbs ups. He's out there. The enchantment of the sea dance is coming up. Don't get caught by this guy. And remember one thing, writing options is the way to make money on a consistent basis in this market. That's the one thing to not forget about this market. Everyone, thank you so much for your support. Every way you support me. I love you guys. Beach Boy, thanks, pal. And have a great rest of your day, everybody. You need confirmation on each straight. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you all very much for being here. Have a super day, a great rest of the week. I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning. Later, says JLP. Lorraine, stay on the clock. Jason, peace out. That's right, peace. New breed of Greek. Ciao, dude. Thanks, Uncle B. Z Estate. Thank you, Uncle B. Z Deep Value. Neat. That's right. Never too late. Charlie. Thanks, Uncle Bruce. And thank you all for the thumbs ups and all your kind words. Thank you. You rock, says Brian. Zed. Neat. There you go, guys. All right. We'll talk to you first thing tomorrow. If anything crazy happens later today, I'll pop on and try and do a show or pop a video out or whatever. We'll keep you updated. Okay, guys? Let's go. Time to rewind, says Brian. See you later, everybody. Bye for now.